Hey, what's up there, everyone? Welcome to another video. At the time of me doing this, I still don't even have a name for the channel yet. But one thing I have been collecting for quite some time is Star Wars stuff. Particularly like the toys. I'm not like big into like the big ticket items when it comes to Star Wars stuff. But I like the Kenner or Hasbro, whatever. You know, I have some Kenner stuff still. And I've been collecting some of the stuff for years. Now, specifically, I like Empire and Clone Trooper stuff. And basically, I've been collecting that kind of stuff for a long time. Now, I'm not one of those people that runs out and buys all the new stuff. I used to. I'll say that. I used to like go out and buy all the stuff whenever it came out. At one time, I had almost every single version of Clone Troopers and Stormtroopers, with the exception of like the old shit from like the 70s and the 80s. I didn't have any of those. I planned on getting them at one time, but I just never fucking did. I think the only one I really wanted was the two main versions of Darth Vader, one that had like a telescoping lightsaber, and then the normal one. But anyway, I'm getting off topic here. Now, I'm going to be doing a review of probably, if not one of my, if not my absolute favorite vehicle, one of my absolute favorites. It's fucking awesome, and it's the AT-AT. Now, a quick note, I always wanted the AT-AT, or AT-AT as some people are going to call it. I hope no one says, oh, it's AT-AT, whatever. I always called it an AT-AT. That's what my dad called it. That's why I call it. Anyhow, I always wanted the AT-ATs that they had before. You know, they were big, they were cool. The Empire Strikes Back, I think, is the best of all the Star Wars movies. And I think a lot of people will agree, with the exception of some people might say the original. But anyhow, Episode 3 was pretty damn cool, too. But I was really glad I never bought the AT-AT. Number one, because the price was high, and looking at the new one, it's like, well, I'm glad I didn't spend that shit. You know, like, I would have spent, like, fucking $80 on the one before, and now I have this one, and it was, like, $20 more, and it's so much cooler. Because apparently, and I know I'm going into a little bit of detail here, so sorry, I'll get to the review in a minute. Apparently, like, the mold for the old one, because I guess they used the same mold for all of them, the ones that were out recently, like back, I think in the 80s too. But the mold finally just wore out and they couldn't repair it. So they just said, why don't we just make a new one and we'll make it in scale, even though it's not. And I'm going to explain that in detail in a little bit, showing certain things. And I might even try to put some clips or some pictures to show exactly what I'm talking about here. So let's get started on this damn thing. The moment you guys have been waiting for. And yes, this is on my washer, and there's my dryer. And the reason I'm doing that is because there's really good lighting. Now, this thing is big. That's what she said. It's really awesome. To give you a sense of scale, here's a standard 3 3/4 inch Star Wars figure. It's not entirely in scale. I would say it's maybe like, I don't know, a little bit. It should be a little bit bigger because I'm pretty sure the feet were a lot bigger in the movies. And then the cockpit, I'll definitely show you that. But this is an old shitty General Veers figure, which I have a good one, so that one's actually in my AT-AT. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to show the cockpit first. Now here's the cockpit. One really awesome thing about this is the ability to actually control the head. There's a little switch back here. There's guns that kind of slide out here, and you can actually control the head with this. And if it were weighed down a bit more, I could probably turn it side to side, but you can do it. It's a little tough to move. I don't like the guns, but I just know that they probably did that, you know, so it doesn't just look like a handle sticking out. It looks like it actually served a purpose. So that's really cool. And then it actually goes into a neutral position once you lock it. So it's just going to be basically level, a little downward, but, you know, nonetheless, it's still really cool. There's actually lights and sounds in this, and I'm going to try to show some of those. There's the little guns, if I can find where the damn lever is. Okay, here we go. I don't like how it does it twice. It should just do it. But it lights up. It's not very effective. And I don't like these little holes, and I think that's just so light will pass through easier. Also, one thing I don't like is these guns on the side. These are actually missiles. I don't like when they do that. There's some more sound effects. They kind of just pop on at random times. But there's like a nice clear red, I guess, windshield on that. So let's go ahead and show the way this opens up. It kind of opens up weird, and then sometimes the little handle pops up. Anyhow, here's the inside. Yes, I have to stand on something to give me a boost. I have two AT-AT pilots It came with one, but it wasn't very good. Like it seems like every time Hasbro has included figures, they always kind of cheap out on the quality. Like the paint job wasn't very good, and I'll show that in another video because I actually put in an AT-ST. But the reason I say it's not in scale, and you can definitely see because there's not very much room in there. There's also nothing that the guys can grab on, like handles to control it. But I'll try to show a picture. Now here's my general veers. Is this helmet coming off? But it's a good one. Like you could take off the armor, and there's also lights in here. But this kind of annoys me as well.
Rebel forces spotted. Preparing attack vectors.
Okay, why it lights up like that? They always do this. It seems like the light has to go with the sound effect, and that always pissed me off.
Distance to power generators.
That's from the movie, which is cool.
Range to target 17.28.
I really wish it would just stay on. It would be so much cooler. Look at that.
That's it. The rebels are there.
That's
and
kind of,
Skywalker is there with them.
that irritates me. But it's really cool. They don't have the things that like General Veers actually. Here, you can hear the AT-AT. That's the sound of it moving. They don't have the little thing that he put over his eyes when they were targeting the generator. But I kind of understand, because if that's going to pop up, you know, how are you going to really pose that? And is anyone going to see it? That's a speeder bike, which I'm going to get to that later. Close it. It's kind of a pain in the ass to close. Now, if we go to the side, they also, like, first off, the legs are fully posable, which is really nice. You can move these, and they actually like, click into place. I forget what they call that kind of joint, but you know, it gives better stability. You can pose the legs however you like, which is always nice. I think the old one kind of did that too, but I'm not exactly sure because I don't have one to compare it against. Another thing you got, while I'm on the side, you got like little stickers of like battle damage, and I try to put it in like logical places. They don't stick very well, but you know, no big deal. It's nothing I'm gonna fucking bitch and cry about. Now on the inside, which this opens up on both sides, but I'm just showing this side because there's really no point. I put like some of my older snowtroopers in because I have the newer ones like with the removable helmets that look better. I don't know what these things are for. I think they were just trying to fill in some space here. The pegs don't really like to fit these older guys. They kind of stick for a little bit, then they just fall off. But there's like ladders and some railings up here. Like I said, I don't know what these are for, but there's like pegs on this, which, I mean, if you have a figure on there, it's just going to weigh it down. And they actually say on the box, you know, it might require hand support, which, what's the point of having that? There's also this little base, and there's actually pegs that you can like put the guys on. You can actually lower it. It's kind of a cool effect. I mean, kids would probably like that. It kind of does fill in the space, which is nice. And there's multiple peg hooks in there too, which is really nice. So yeah, that's pretty much it with that. There's one thing at the bottom, since I'm in this section of the toy. If you go down here, let me see if I can kind of grip it. Alright. There's a little hook. This is supposed to be like when Luke Skywalker, you know, shot his grappling hook up into it and threw a grenade and destroyed the one. There's a button, I believe it's this one. Yep. That pulls it up, even though it is dreadfully fucking slow. I mean, it just takes forever. So, I mean, it's kind of a nice touch. And, like, if you want to have, like, a display, you know, you can put your Luke Skywalker in there. So, that's the sides. Like I said, it opens up on both. So, you know, you can, like, open up the whole thing. And there's also these little ports. I don't know exactly what they're for. But inside, which you might be able to make out. Yeah, I have a speeder bike back there. Sorry I'm not showing that opening. It's a pain in the ass to open for some reason. There's a speeder bike, and I thought this used to make a sound at one time, but it doesn't do it anymore. But the speeder bike kind of just pulls out, and I thought, like I said, I think it used to make a sound, but this is the one that came with it. This is more like the indoor style one, unlike the Battle of Hoth, I believe is what it was called, which had two speeder bikes and two the two of the scout troopers, which you know, they weren't shown in the movie, but you know, it's cool nonetheless. You know, they're all white and gray. Really cool speeder bike, except that these little flaps back here, which are designed to actually They're designed to like pop up. They fall off all the time, and it's really annoying. I wish they just wouldn't even do it. But anyhow, there's also little things back in there, like little screens, which they were really hard to get the stickers on. That one I really fucked up on. But I don't even understand why it's there. I guess it's just to add some more detail, which they did do some detail. Like there's some pegs on the side. I guess, you could throw some guys in there if you really wanted to. This video is getting a little longer than I wanted it to be. But it does have a lot more sounds. There's just 3 buttons up here. You can kind of hold the middle one and it'll just be the walking sounds. To me it sounds like that.
Preparing attack vectors.
To me it sounds like the alien ship or whatever it was in Star Trek 4. Doesn't really sound like how I thought it would, but it doesn't matter. There's the speeder bike noise. Just like random little noises. But anyhow, so I hope you guys, it's still going. I hope you guys appreciated that little review. And I plan to be doing a lot more of these because this is something I've always loved. I love Star Wars toys, and this is just one of my favorites. I have the AT-AT, which I plan on doing a video about. And again, I didn't have the old ones, and I don't know why. I never bought it, but I didn't. And the new one is so much better. So, and I'm going to cover that in that video. I don't want to make this video longer than it has to be. So I hope you guys enjoy this. If you want to send some recommendations of things I can review, you can do it, but I can't make any guarantees, and that's because I don't have like a huge collection. I mean, it's huge compared to some, but I'm not like a Star Wars nut. I believe that's the full channel name. One of Gamester 81's other channels. His collection's a hell of a lot bigger than mine. But if you do have requests and I can actually fulfill it, or you think I might be able to, send me a PM or just put a comment, and I'll see if I have it. But anyhow, I'll see you guys next video. I don't know how to close these videos yet. So anyhow, have fun, guys.